Was es überhaupt bedeutet, so ein Textadventure oder ein Interactive Fiction Spiel zu spielen und was so im Moment passiert. Und danach werden wir eine Live-Schaltung machen per Skype zum Jason. Und danach, oder falls einem der Film nicht so gefällt, kann man auch währenddessen an den Terminals, die wir aufgebaut haben, verschiedene Spiele spielen. Das sind ein paar klassische Spiele und eben auch das Spiel, was wir extra für diesen Abend programmiert haben. Aber ich wünsche euch auf jeden Fall ganz viel Spaß und los geht's. Okay, because we had a rumor going around here that you were in Alaska or somewhere like that.
That's the kind of thing a person says when they don't know anything. I've never actually been to Alaska.
Okay. I don't know if you can see it, but we actually brought you a lamp.
Awesome, awesome. I've got a couple of my own.
I'm sure you have.
There were 3 that were used in the documentary. One got destroyed. One had, once it was lit, couldn't be flown anywhere, so it's never flown. And then there's a 3rd one which I've lost. Actually, I don't know where in the house it is, so I bought another gold. Yeah, nobody loves seeing lamps more than airport security, because you can imagine in the X-ray, I used to do it just for fun. In the X-ray, right, it'd be like laptop, lamp. I have to deal with that. Actually, I had one. We got, now that we're really becoming the cutting edge of fascist airport security, we have these $100,000 things that will suck the dust out of you to find if you've got explosives. And I was at one airport where the guard took, I was walking through the line and he looked over and he goes, "Hey." And I'm like, yeah, I start to give him the talk about, it's never been lit, it's okay, it's a prop. Prop seems to be the magic word with these guys. Anyway, he grabs it and he unscrews it, he goes, "Okay, you can go." And I just thought, there you go, that's the way to solve the problem. Just sniff it. Yeah.
What was the basic motivation for doing this? I know that you work a lot as like historian. And
yeah, I work more as a historian these days than I ever did. Previously, I had a day job as a sysadmin. I've just been hired by archive.org as one of their archivists.
Yeah.
So actually, they've given me an enormous amount of resources, and I continue to do this work involving digitizing of tape. So in fact, if you look over this way, those are all videotapes that I am in the process of digitizing.
Oh my God.
So yay. Yeah, I know. It's my life. In terms of me, when I finished, I first did the documentary on bulletin board systems simply because in 2001 I realized, wow, nobody is going to actually tell the story of the BBS. I guess I better do it and use my film degree from 10 years previously.
Okay.
And when I finished it, I was like, that was a lot of fun. What else should I do a documentary on? And I go, what else affected my childhood? And among the answers, one of them was Textadventures. There's a lot of video game movies. Like, there's a lot of movies about gaming.
Yeah.
Like, we all go gaming. Yeah. Here's a game, and what does it mean, and so on. And there's a lot of movies that tend to tell the story in a capitalist approach. They go, here's when this company was founded, and they made this amount of money, and then this company, and then only kind of a vague overview of like, why did people even like those?
Yeah.
And I felt like here you had a genre that some people knew really well, and some people knew but then had completely forgotten. It was like a part of their childhood that had kind of gone away. And then other people who were still living it, and the other stuff was fuzzy. And I thought, well, somebody should talk to these guys. Mm. And, like for instance, there hasn't been a video interview of Scott Adams in 20 years. Okay. And Scott Adams doesn't like to talk about it. be watched simply because I knew these guys had driven so far to see that particular showing. Why they would sit through it again, I don't know. but there you go. Any, you know, if I end up being some sort of cult classic, fine. But you know, I don't know how much documentaries are really those kind of cult classics.
The question was, what is your next project going to be?
Okay, so my bank account's at zero right now, mostly due to switching locations and everything. So I'm doing a funding run to get a fund. And when I say I'm at zero, I just mean like for like a week. Then it's going to go back in again. I got a bunch of checks coming that people owe me. But as a result, I don't have the really expensive job that could subsidize these things anymore. So I'm doing a Kickstarter fund soon to do 3 at once. And that sounds like it's crazy. But in fact, the hardest part, time-wise, is traveling. The rest of it's relatively easy. And so I really have like 3 more subjects that I consider that I want to do. And so I'm going to propose that people give me a fund of about $80,000, and I will use that for travel and getting the movie ready and so on. And the 3, anyway, so the 3 subjects would be the 6502 chip, which is the chip inside of, you know, the Apple II and Commodore and everywhere else. Tape, the medium of tape, audio, video, and backup tape. And arcades. And when you say, Jason, you just were bitching about video game movies. Nobody's really done a documentary on the actual place as a concept. Yeah. And I feel like there's a bunch of stories there. And so it would be a series of short films about aspects of arcades. To this crowd, it's called Going Cardboard. It's about board games. And it's, she went to Essen, and she's interviewed the creators of, you know, Settlers of Catan and a bunch of other people about board games. She's edited it to a certain point, and now I've been brought in to do doctoring, to kind of get it all a little slicker. And then I've got another bunch of raw footage for a documentary about hacker spaces in the U.S., North America, really.
Oh, okay.
They filmed it over the course of a month in 2009, and then they didn't do it again. They didn't work on it. So they've given me all the footage. So I have to take all the footage and maybe make it into a movie. So I'm doing that on the side. But yeah, you can kind of not pay attention to the movie too much while it's going. And still kind of get it. Like, wow, he's really angry at that guy. He's going to go across the world and shoot him in the face. Yep, there you go. He's traveling now. Oh, he punched out an airplane guy. Oh, that's cute. But he's going to shoot someone in the face. I'm going to finish my whatever here. Oh, look, he shot him in the face. You know, a lot of those movies, right? You're like, wow, he shot him in the face really hard. You know, get kids who text during movies, and you see there's certain movies for whom texting during the movie makes total sense. But you know, I never try to go outside of where I know what these kind of movies are, and I wanted a movie that when I said, wow, nobody ever talked about text adventures, and you saw this movie, you'd go, okay, someone's talked about text adventures. Stop worrying about it. Yay! So, you know, so yeah, I guess that's, you know, that's kind of some of my philosophy with this.
Okay,
yeah.
How's the movie going, honey? They're almost about to shoot him in the face. Oh, that's great. Get some pizza. I'll be back. How'd it go? He shot someone in the face.
I'll hand the mic over to Marius.
Hello, Mark.
Hi. So my question is basically, how did you come up with the title, like Get Lamp? I mean, obviously it's a game command, I know that, but why did you choose that particular command?
You know, it's funny. First of all, I had people who were like, well, you know, for me it was take lamp. And and in fact, takelamp.com works. It takes you to Get Lamp. So, I wanted a title that was like the movie, slightly off-putting to somebody who couldn't care less, so that they were confused as to what it was, enough that they would watch it. Like, in other words, for some people, they would go, Get Lamp, what the hell? Oh, it's about text adventures. Oh, I remember those. Or, what does he mean? As opposed to, text adventure documentary or something else. I certainly didn't want one that insulted its people. Beard Parade or something. But that's the thing. There's like, and I will admit, by the way, I did have three people, because I'll always remember them across the last couple of years, who were angry. I'm not talking confused, actually angry that the movie was not about Linux, Apache, MySQL, PHP box setting up. That they thought it was going to be some incredible how-to, and it ended up being a movie about games. They were terribly angry at me. I'm like, I'm sorry. The sign of a true modern media aesthetic is to go, what's on it? But first, can I have it? What is it? Give it to me. What they are is they're actually recordings from the last 15 years of the Game Developers Conference that's held in California every year.
Okay.
So it's every speech, or most speeches, every additional recording, like for instance advertisements or promotional material. And my job has been to go through them and digitize them and put them up on a site called gdcvault.com, which is a Game Developer Conference Vault.com, so gdcvault.com.
Okay.
And everything I have been digitizing so far has been going up for free. In the last 2 or 3 years, they've really got their act together. When they finish a conference, they'll have all the stuff up in about a month and a half, with the slides, everything. But for the older material that was only on videotape, or Betamax, or audio tape, my job has been kind of bring all that back, put it up, and then have people just be able to access it. It's tough even for game developers of a basic stripe. I mean, people look at something like Minecraft, and they go like, well, look at Minecraft. And I'm like, well, Minecraft was like that guy's 20th game. The Angry Birds guys, that was like 7 years and like dozens of games that they made. And most people just can't afford to burn that kind of company money.
Yes.
And then on top of it, doing the text adventures, which already asks a lot of its audience. It just strikes me as really weird. People still making these games, I think, will continue. It's just that everyone wants to say, like, well, what about competing? And I'm like, you can't compete with a AAA level game, yet you require such amounts of work to get it right. So you have a lot of academics. You have a lot of people who are more doing it on the side and working on it and producing things.
Yeah.
And they're great. You're just competing with perfectly great products that have now, thanks to interpreter porting, infinite lifetime on infinite platforms.
Oh, yes,
I
yeah.
mean, that's the fundamental issue. And I'm happy to see the movie's still getting shown around the world.
Well, good luck for everything you will be doing, and thanks for everything.
Thank you.
Okay.
Guck mal, ob der examen kann. Ah ja.
Quite regular, dude.
Hit him.
Not a good idea. Bad idea.